they talk about the searching moral inventory.
Yes.
You know, and that often takes place at the beginning of the process. But that's it. I always love that term, a searching moral inventory. See, now, if you want to get really serious about that in our tradition, it's Dante's Divine Comedy. The journey downward through hell.
Right.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
It's Dante doing a searching moral inventory. Because every circle of hell represents a form of dysfunction that he has.
Right.
And he knows that.
Yeah.
And he watches the punishment at each level.
Right.
To say like, yeah, I've been there. That's what I produced, right? And he goes all the way down. It's a searching moral inventory. Till he finds Satan at the bottom. So whatever is the dysfunction that's generating all the other dysfunctions, you have to find that.
Where did Dante, how did he get there in his practice, that it was everything that he had done all the way to the bottom?
Like, how did he come to that realization in his life? I think it's during the exile. So he's exiled from his home, and he was like a great, you know, man about town, and he was a political figure, and he was well known and admired. And then he had this collapse, like his whole life fell apart. And I think it was then he did the searching moral inventory.
Oh, yeah,
and then it
for
comes
sure.
out in the Divine Comedy. But the good news is, by going all the way down, and then Satan's in the middle of the earth. So that as he climbs on the sides of Satan, he starts going up because he's come to the other side of the world.
Oh.
And so it's that there's an old spiritual principle that the only way up is down. I mean, the only way to God is you got to go all the way down. And that's a side of prayer too, which is tough. But we're hinting at it now, is all this conscious examine and the searching moral inventory and the review of the day, is to say, okay, I got to go all the way down, right, to make my way back up.
To admit my sins.
And he has to go through purgatory then. So the next part of it, the Purgatorio, is now dealing with, and see, there's Merton, the 7-story mountain, or the 7 stories of purgatory in Dante.
Oh, yeah.
So when Merton became a Trappist, he saw it as, oh, now I've got to walk up the 7-story mountain.
Because I'm already at the bottom.
Yeah, but he had lived his way to the bottom, and then he found grace, and you know. So then he saw his Trappist life as the march up Mount Purgatory.
I lived my way to the bottom too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My experience, most great spiritual people do. There is that journey. It's a great journey downward. Look at look at Mother Teresa. We didn't know this until maybe 20 years ago when the book came out about her terrible darkness in her own spiritual life. No one knew that about her. We saw her as this joyful, deeply spiritual woman that was committed to the poor, and she was all that. But for 50 years, she endured like a almost crushing, she describes it differently, but like a depression, a negativity, a darkness.
Yeah,
You know? There's something about the saints that they got to go down to go up. You know?
Not everybody goes down there.